Hello, my friends. Okay, so I just put my phone on the charger and I was like, I'm done. But then I walked into my living area and I picked up my 2B tracker, and I want to talk about this for a minute because I know a handful of you are doing 2B mindset or you're recommitting to your nutrition. So if you're recommitting to Portion Fix, that's cool. It's just like I always say, rewatch some of the videos. You don't have to have all the information. You just start where you're at. And the most important part with containers is to know what bracket you're actually in and then to track them, because we all think we know what we're doing, but when it comes down to it, a lot of times we're just mindlessly eating. I'm doing 2B mindset, and I'm not gonna lie, I've really kind of toggled back and forth with my belief in this. I know it works. I've seen Carla lose 40 pounds. I met Natasha Pearson, who's lost over 100 pounds. If you're on TikTok, she's super big over there. She's one of the top coaches in the network. So many people have had really awesome success with 2B mindset, and it's an intuitive style of eating, which I think is why I knee-jerk and struggle with it, because I like to have a system and I'm kind of a list person. But the more I do this, the more I'm realizing that I can find that structure in this. So Carla has been giving me all these epic tips because she's been doing this for a while. She's besties with Alana. It's true, she is. And so last Monday, she and I were on Zoom and she was kind of walking me through some of the things. So if you have this book, if you've ordered a challenge pack, or if you haven't, if you have Beachbody on demand, you can go ahead into your nutrition tab and you can pull this up. You can print these sheets off. You can print these off, okay? You don't even need to have the book, whatever. You can make it work for you. But a couple of things she pointed out to me, which really helped me. When you open it, it says my week at a glance. And it says, this week I want to be blank. And then there's room every single day. There's all the spaces for like all your meals and stuff. And that just like really freaked me out. So I didn't use it at all until Carla was saying how she used it. And the way she uses it is how I'm now using it, and it's helped me a lot. So I map out my upcoming week, not with what I'm gonna eat, but with what events I have happening. If it's a day that I have my mail route, if it's a day that I'm traveling, if it's a day that we're doing something as a family, like if it's something out of the norm, I note it on here. And then I set kind of a week intention / affirmation around how I want to show up. And am I looking at it every single day? I'm not. But there's something about sitting down on a Sunday evening or even on a Monday and like just kind of looking at your week at a glance and being like, this is what's coming. Because if you're not thinking about what's happening in your upcoming week, you go into this kind of reactive spin, okay? And I'm asking you to make a promise to yourself about how you want to show up, the actions that you're going to commit to doing. It doesn't have to be all the things. It can be one or two. And then you move forward, okay? So I don't use the grocery list, but I have been really devout lately in writing down all the stats, writing down what I weigh in the morning, writing down how much sleep I'm getting. And I keep seeing the reoccurring theme that sleep to me seems to be more important than even what I'm eating. So if I'm not getting like 7 to 8 hours, which I'm definitely not, I can tell that the next day. So this is just something I'm not making huge steps to change, but I'm noting it, because that's the first part, right? Is collecting your data and starting to pay attention and see the pattern. All right. So and then I'm just writing down what I'm eating, and it's nothing like crazy. I'm just writing, like I had my Shakeology or whatever, and then other events that have unfolded. And I've seen, so if you watch her videos, if you're gonna do 2B mindset or you've done it before, but you need a refresher, watch the freaking videos. If you're doing a heavy lifting program, watch the videos that correlate with that, because obviously you need more carbs and stuff. But in the evenings, like not having carbs for the most part. If I front load my day with carbs, I seem to have more energy throughout the day. And then it seems a little easier to make better decisions in the evening if I've had those carbs and I've kind of satiated that need. Something that we talked about this last week on Zoom is the need to create a new evening routine, because I get bored. And then my fingers get itchy, and then I find myself in the bag of chocolate chips and kind of rooting around in the freezer or the fridge, and I'm not even hungry. It's just self-soothing is what it is. Hi, Connor. So I want to come up with some sort of challenge or something that's not like something huge and complicated, but kind of an incentive for us to each craft our own evening routine that serves us and kind of helps you reinvent the things that will serve you. Maybe there will be some journaling. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. This week I have Summit, so we're not starting anything this week, but if you have some ideas or you want to spearhead that with me, let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. If you need it, let us know so we can make sure that you get, first dibs on joining us when we do that. It's not going to be like a charge. It's just a perk you get for being part of the tribe, because this is a living, breathing journey, and it's not always linear and it's not always seamless, and that's totally okay. It doesn't mean you quit. It just means you realign and you make some fresh promises and you collect the data. So if tomorrow is your fresh day one, if you are back on track after days, weeks, years of being silent, I am so happy that you are making a decision to show up for yourself. It never needs to be perfect. It just needs to be yours. Collect your data tomorrow. Wherever you're at in your journey, if it's been a while since you've done progress photos, if you haven't weighed in, if you haven't done measurements, do those. Just do them, okay? Because sometimes we see ourselves every single day, and sometimes it's hard to actually notice the difference and the change. So I'm encouraging you and inviting you to get uncomfortable and do that. And if you're at a place where you feel really gross in your skin, take the freaking photos, take the measurements, write down what you weigh. You don't have to share it anywhere, but I'm telling you that if you trust the process and you do the work and you just keep showing up, the results will come. And you're gonna be so glad that you have that beginning place, whether or not you ever share. But it's just, I think, really powerful to see where we were and where we are and then where you're headed, right? So even I went to the vet this week and we're talking to the vet about my obese cat. She was telling me to take progress photos of my cat. I was like, okay. I was like, with humans, she's like, sometimes you can't really tell a difference, but if you take the pictures, especially of their girth, and I was like, even Dr. Chelsea says to take your progress photos. So anyways, if you need anything, let me know. I am getting off of social media tonight. This week will be kind of chaotic. I'm going to be traveling to St. Louis for the Coach Summit. Some of you will be there. Some of you will be there with me next year. Some of you are just going to be peeping Toms, and maybe this will speak to you, but I'm going to share all the cool things that I learn about when I'm there, all the new products and the new programs and the new nutrition supplements and all that stuff. And then I'm also going to share stories, because you always hear the stories, and that's what we're about as a company. Beachbody's not just about supplements. It's not just about streaming workouts. It truly is about helping people change their lives from the inside out. And so I love it when they highlight all those stories and you get to hear about people who struggled and won. That's what it's about. So I want you to win this week. I want you to set an intention, make a promise to yourself. Remember what I keep saying to you about how it's okay to lower the bar. It doesn't have to be this huge, massive, impressive thing, but like make your promise and then raise your standards that you're going to touch it every single day. Set an alarm on your phone, put a post-it somewhere, like on your bedroom mirror, to remind you to show up for yourself. And even if that means in the beginning or on the hard days, it's literally like 1 or 2 minutes, you still get to choose to highlight that as a victory, because that's still you choosing to show up to your journey and not just gaff it off. It's easy to gaff it off. It's easy to stay in the comfort, even if it is discomfort. It's easy to kick the can down the road, but like your life, your journey, your transformation, your health is so worth showing up for this week. So if you need help, holler. Otherwise, do your best and surrender the rest. I have a whole bunch of samples I'm sending out. I have the brand new unicorn juice flavor. A couple of you have asked about Shakeology, so I'm sending that out. If I have promised that I'm gonna do that, can you just, and I haven't talked to you today or yesterday, can you message me to make sure I haven't forgot? Because sometimes I have a lot of tabs open in my brain and I make a note in my notebook, but then I turn the page and sometimes I forget, because I'm human. So if you need anything, let me know. If I'm not your personally sponsored coach, meaning somebody else invited you to this group and they're either no longer active or they're not showing up for you, I want you to know that I'm always here, whether or not you've met me in real life or not. I will never, ever, ever quit. So you always have a place to plug in. You always have someone rooting for you. And if you need something, just let me know. All right. So if you have the book, get it out. If you're gonna do the containers tomorrow, that's totally cool. Figure out how you're gonna log it. If it's gonna be in the app or it's gonna be a piece of paper like I do, or even a note in your phone, you guys. But I think it's so important to actually write down what we're eating, because so often we're just mindless about it. So let's be intentional. Let's make some promises this week. Let's get some momentum. It's not about being motivated. It's just about making a decision and then making a promise and honoring it every single day.